Big
And
up, guys. We're going live. Sorry to cut that.
that's it.
Apologies to
Yeah.
cut that conversation. Big up to you guys.
Yeah, okay, big
It's
up,
been
big
to
up.
monetize. I'm just sorry, I'm late. I'm sorry, should have to monetize. Welcome to the preview, people. Big up the therapy army. Love and light. I'm sorry I'm late. It's been one of those fucking days. It is what it is. But we're here now. Love and light, people. Smash a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel. We're still shadow banned, but we don't give a hoot. Free Lebanon, free Palestine, free Congo, free Sudan, free Tigray, free them all, free anybody in this world, whether it's locally, nationally, or globally, who are oppressed. Always stand in solidarity with the people. Yeah, big up, people. Big up. Please smash a like. Welcome. This is the preview. We're going to also be talking about Ganacho. Apparently, he wants to go. He wants to go to Napoli. He's open to the move. United wants 70 million. I think that's a good way to negotiate. I would take 55 million. No problem. But yeah. But big up. How are we doing, guys? How are you doing? Jarvis, how are you doing?
Yeah.
Hope you well.
I'm good. I'm good. Good to see you guys, and big up to the therapy army. Yeah, it's been a lot of transfer rumors lately. It's going on. We hear all about Rashford, Ganacho, and I'm sure we will speak about that. And we have a game coming on tomorrow. Southampton is going to be interesting. They lost the last league game 5-0, and they sacked their manager. They brought a new guy in, the guy who was sacked by Roma. Croatian guy coming in. He plays by his own statement, heavy metal football. He likes, his favorite band is Metallica, and he's kind of a rebel. And he likes to play because the biggest problem for Southampton this season has been they don't have the quality needed because their manager wanted to play possession-based football.
What's that music?
I don't know. Is it from me?
Yeah, it's not from me.
Yes, it's from you, Nordin. I'm just muting you, and you are on mute because maybe you will, so we don't get copyrighted for music. Yeah, I was saying the manager. Yeah, he comes from the Southampton manager. Tried to play possession-based football, but he didn't have the quality needed. So unfortunately for them, they sit on 5 points, I think, so far, and will most likely be relegated. But now they have a new manager in, a Croatian guy, playing direct football. He sets up in the same kind of system as we are used to now on the Amorim, the 3-4-2-1 formation. He could also use it with two strikers, so it will be a 3-4-1-2, but most likely a 3-4-2-1. And they have wing backs. They are trying to play more direct, and they are on a manager bounce. So unfortunately for us, it will be a tough game because they are on a manager bounce. And I don't think it will be the walkover that a lot of people think. I think a lot of people can imagine a 3-1, 4-1, 5-1 win against a team like Southampton, but it's not that easy. They have Dibbling. They played the FA Cup against Swansea. They won 3-0. Dibbling scored 2 goals, and he found himself really well in this number 10. He plays in the right side, number 10 position, the same position as Ahmad. And Dibbling is very direct when he plays. He's very good with the ball, and he runs with it. So he drops a little bit deeper, takes the ball and runs with it, and go directly towards goal. So that will be a challenge for Martinez, I believe, or who will play the central. I think we will come to the lineup, but it will be an interesting game, and it will be tough because they have a new manager bones, and we don't know exactly what we are going to meet.
Yeah, I think that's the key there. We're not sure what we're going to come up against. I'd say every game for Manchester United right now is a difficult game, every single game. But I like the fact that we're fighting. I like the fact that we're starting to do things like win the second balls, like put a shift in, everybody. The game against Arsenal was not vintage, but we made sure we stayed in that game, and we were constantly dangerous, even with 10 men. So I like the spirit in which we're playing. And Amorim criticised and was angry that we haven't shown that kind of spirit in previous games. So if you want to win any game, this Manchester United team has to go in there as a team, as a family, and they have to work hard for each other, and they have to battle, and they have to get the points. Doesn't matter if it's a shit performance. Go and get the points. Get used to winning. Let's get some consistency of results going because they are bottom of the league. I'm not sure I expect a demolition. I do expect to win because of what they are, where they are. And that is only going to come not by sheer quality, because we're still trying to bring our quality to the fore by settling as a unit, by understanding exactly our jobs as an individual and as a collective. So that will come, but you need to go and get a result. And to get a result, you're going to have to fight for it. They ain't going to give you the points. You're going to have to fight. I think with Manchester United, the association and the most important facet of this team at the moment, guys, is the unsexy, honest, diligent, industrious work that you associate with a great team that comes by default, and then the quality shines through. Quality will come, but that's what needs time in this team. That's about Amorim working, shipping a few out, bringing a few in, players understanding their fitness improving. He's not been here for 6 months. He's been here for a short amount of time still. Not a lot of time to work. But we're starting to see him bringing the mentality to the fore a little bit. Not only in the way the team has performed when the games are big and they rise to the occasion, but we need you to do that for the bread and butter games. And this is exactly that.
Yep.
So if they compete, they can win this game. They have to compete. They have to turn up and understand nothing is given, man. They are, as you say, in a very difficult situation. 5 points. They're fighting for their futures, for their contracts. We're in 13th. If you win this game, you might move up a place, but you have to stand up and compete. If they compete, they should win this game, hopefully.
Yeah, big up, people. Big up. Yeah, definitely. Like I said, I watched a little bit of the highlights there, game in the FA Cup, and exactly what Java says. Dibberling has become their match winner now. He's become the guy they give the ball to. They're pressing really high. They're pressing really well, but they're also dropping when they need to drop into a mid-block. They're doing their bit, man. He's heavily influencing Italian football. He's played in Italy, their new coach. But yeah, it's not going to be an easy game. I actually think I worry about games like this because these are the games that are banana skin. There's zero motivation to get up playing against Arsenal in the FA Cup. Zero motivation needed against Liverpool, our rivals. So against the big teams, big football clubs. But it's here where we've been really coming unstuck. We got beat by Bournemouth. We got beat by Nottingham Forest. Now Southampton at home. So yeah, it's not going to be an easy game, people. I don't expect an easy game. Big up to Eurofoot. He said, I never heard your thoughts on Maxor's winning next Scudetto. I wish him nothing but the best. Like I said, Scott McTominay for me was a very limited footballer, and Manchester United needed to get somebody better. I think we need to get away from players like Scott McTominay. I think that league is what it is. And he's a decent, hard-working footballer, and he's doing well. And I hope that I'm glad that he took the opportunity to improve, to learn a new language, to do all of that, while he's still young, and to live, in another country and understand another culture. That's why I'm saying to you, like, I want that for ex-Manchester United players, especially youth players, to be successful. I never wish them any bad or any ill will. You know what I mean? Or I don't want them to be successful. Of course I want them to be successful. Scott McTominay was a great servant. But in terms of quality and what Manchester United needed in the midfield, he was never the answer. And he will never be the answer. But can he improve? Can he become a top footballer with other coaching, other development, get better as a human being and on and off the pitch? 100%. And I will never deny him that. Like, why would I ever discourage anything like that? I can just go on about the way he played for Manchester United. Yes, with Ten Hag, we realised what his position is. He's a crasher in the box, more of a forward number 10. But in terms of playing as a holding player, he was never a holding player. He can never scan. I've got a better scanning than Scott McTominay will ever have. You know what I mean? And when people hear that, people are like, what? Yes, I can scan where positioning where Scott McTominay. He wasn't a press resistant. He was very limited in that sense, but that was not his position. The position was further more up the pitch, and he was a great servant to Manchester United. So I wish him well. Nothing but that well. But in that league, to me, that league is a fraud watch. Like I said, I don't want to buy any players from that league. I only want to get maybe that left wing back, and maybe Barella. You know what I mean? And maybe the guy at Milan, I forgot his name, the Dutch player. There's one or two players that I like from that league, but the rest, I don't really. Yeah, Reinders. I don't really rate any of them and I don't want any of them coming to Manchester United because the record has not been that great. The most compatible league in Europe is the French league because of the power and pace that is used in that league. Then yeah, like that's my point of view. That's my 2 pence. I don't know how you other guys feel about it, but yeah, tomorrow night it's a banana skin. Tomorrow night is a banana skin. They're gonna come and put an away performance. They're gonna fight for every ball. And they're ready to impress this new manager. They pulled the trigger on the other old manager. He doesn't want to pass this ball about. He wants to get it, people turning. I don't know if you saw that, Jarvis. He wants to play one and then get the ball, get people turning and forwards attacking quite a bit direct in that sense. So yeah, I don't think they're going to be playing out the back and we're going to catch them out. I think they're trying to get the ball forward as quickly as they can and get runners and get people moving. So that's what I see. But yeah, people, it's not going to be easy. And he said it. And I think I just want to show you this. Big up Khalees Romadin Lassie. He sent me this earlier today. And I think this sums it up. Where's Khalees? Was it Khalees who sent me this? Let me just see if I can find it. Yeah, Khalees sent me a thing. Was it yesterday or today? Did he send it to me? Oh, yeah, here it is. There it is. I just want to show everybody. This is the quote. For me, this is the quote of the presser, of the press conference today. This is the quote, people. This is the quote. And I don't know if you can see it properly, but he literally says, let me just type this a little bit so people can see it.
Yeah, I'll read it out if you want. The next game will teach me more from my players than the last two. So I'm focused to see what kind of game we will play. There is no expectation for us in the last two games. Now they are expecting us to win and play well. We will learn more. So can Manchester United handle the play under pressure, play under stress? Can this team perform? He's exactly right. You go into Liverpool expecting to be demolished. You go into Arsenal expecting nothing from that game.
Yeah.
This is a game you're expected to win. The bottom of the league, they have a brand new manager who's never managed in England. Bounce or no bounce. He's coming from Italy, where he took Roma and they were awful. That's why he's been sacked. So it's not like they've got the next new big thing. They've changed managers. So this is a game you are expected to win. My advice to the players is if you want to win this game, you better fight hard for these points. You are not getting given nothing. So that's what Amorim wants to see. And this is why he's upset. Because when you look at the games at Bournemouth, you laid down and died. You didn't fight. But, you didn't fight. If you don't fight, you're not winning. To become a team, to become a unit that trusts each other, that works for each other, you have to fight for your results. You have to play with courage. If you don't have courage and you're not going to put a shift in, you're not going to win. And that's going to tell Amorim everything that he doesn't want to see. That's what he's saying there, man. Can have all the quality in the world. That's why I disagree with you on McTominay. I think that's the kind of player you never sell. You keep him in the squad. When Ugarte's out, you bring him in. You put him with Ugarte for certain games. You know why? Because that's the guy that plays. That's the guy that's not afraid. Don't matter who he plays against. That guy plays his game. And that guy is a consummate pro. He knows what it is to play for Man United. He understands. He's from the academy. A lot of the big boys that you buy for big money that are nice names, they don't know what it is to play for Man United. They come here and they just deflate. So for me, big mistake selling him. And you know what? The guy's playing mint out there in Napoli. I've watched Napoli play. He's playing really well. And we'll see a lot of the players that we did keep instead of him, what they're going to do. We've seen what Casemiro's done. You know, nobody can argue that McTominay is 10 times better than what he's given us. 10 times better. We've kept guys like Rashford, seen what he's done. So Scott McTominay to me was a mistake. You keep him as part of the squad. And that guy's perfect age now, 27. But like you say, I'm so happy for him. I think Conte is very astute. He's playing so well out there for Conte. Keeps the ball well, brings other people into play. He does what Scott does. He roughs people up, man. He's a warrior. He fights. And that is exactly what this team does not have enough of. Does not have enough fighters, enough people that are not afraid. He gets out there at Old Trafford, man. It's his home. He's been there since he was a kid. He knows what it's all about. You get guys going out here like Casemiro. Don't know where he's at, man. Don't know, have a clue where he's at. Nowhere. But this is the problem with Man United. You know, sometimes they just want sexy, or they think they negate the qualities of a player because certain things he doesn't do well. He's not a world-class player. He's a 7 out of 10 all-rounder, but the attitude that he has is what we miss. When we go to play Southampton tomorrow, one guy I would not worried about at all in terms of application is Scott McTominay. The rest of them, though, these ones, will hopefully they turn up, because this is a game now where there is pressure. You lose this game, it's headline news. So, boys, I'm really happy with what they've done recently. But tomorrow you play with pressure. And this is why Conte spoke about Tottenham. If you listen to Conte's final speech, he says, it's easy here at Tottenham. They don't want to play under pressure. They don't want to play under stress. When you don't have pressure or stress or expectation, I can rise to it. It's like bringing on a 17-year-old to play in the first team. You can make 100 mistakes. It don't matter. There's no pressure on you. But when we look at you in the dressing room and say, by the way, it's on you today, whole different ball game. Pressure changes everything in football, everything in anything that you do. So tomorrow, he's exactly right. It's a pressure game. You have to win it. Can you? We will see.
Yeah, I don't want to have those old debates myself about McTominay, but I think he wasn't good enough to play the modern way for Manchester United. He doesn't know. He's one level-minded. He was nowhere near players like O'Shea, or good as players like what's his name? The other Scottish fellow. Fletcher. He's nowhere good as them. They're levels above. Scott McTominay is a decent player. I give you that. He'll give it his all when he's out on the football pitch. But in the position where he was played, where the whole club misprofiled him, he didn't know where. Yeah, he didn't have a fucking clue in terms of how to play in midfield. He didn't know. Yeah, he didn't know what.
Misprofiled him.
Yeah,
got a manager who's deploying him in a good way. In a good way.
But
you know what I mean, bro? And
it's also a different league. Granted, it's nowhere. The Italian league for me is the furthest away. I think the German is more competitive. I think French is more competitive. Me personally. And I think Spain is a better league in terms of technicality of footballers. I think it's even worse than the Portuguese league. I actually watch certain Portuguese games, and it's quite up-tempo, quite physical, quite hard. The La Liga, the Serie A for me used to be the best. It used to be the best. I used to watch it religiously. And now, for me, it's way down the pecking order. It's really way down the pecking order. But I don't want to get into that, Bombay. I don't want to get into an argument. I personally think Scott McTominay was good enough. I grant you, and I understand what you're saying about he gave everything when he went out on the football pitch. He was a consummate pro, and I can never take that away from him. But he wasn't good enough for the positions that was going to play at Manchester United. And the positions that Manchester United expected him to play, he was never the guy. Never the guy. Never that guy to play.
Under Amorim, to be honest with you.
Well, you can say that about a million players.
Under Ten Hag, who played well, bro. Do you know what I mean?
I think it's the same. I think when everybody was on the Oli, on the Jose, for me, I just never saw it, and that's just a different opinion. But I want to talk about Southampton. I want to talk about they're coming tomorrow to do a job on Manchester United. The question I asked already on the pin, and I'll go to you, Jarvis. Do you think these players have the mentality to be ready tomorrow? From the demands, what the fans are going to demand, what this coach is going to demand, what we all demand. It absolutely means fuck all to me drawing at Liverpool and getting a win in the FA Cup against Arsenal if you don't beat Southampton. If you don't beat Southampton and Brighton and Crystal Palace, for me,
Bro,
it means
answer
fuck
this.
off. No, not Crystal Palace, sorry, Fulham. And
What's
Fulham
the
are one of
demand?
the best teams in the league. For me, those things don't mean fuck all to me. The Liverpool draw don't mean fuck all to me. Beating a Bombay, just hold it. I'm going to come to you in a minute. I just want to get this question to Jarvis. These things that they don't mean fuck all if you don't go and follow it up and make sure that you're unbeaten in January. And that you picked up at least possible, like 7 points or 8 points or whatever. Do you know what I mean? Or 9 points, possible 9 points in the league. You know what I mean? In the next 3 games. I know Fulham are one of the top teams. Fulham's going to be difficult. Brighton's not going to be. It's going to be difficult. But Southampton will be difficult. But we need to pick up points to get up the fucking league. We need to put 3 wins in a row. Go ahead, Jarvis.
Yeah, we are currently in 15th. We are sitting on 23 points so far, and you know it's dreadful when you look at it. -5 goal difference. So us expecting a win I think it's kind of delusional. I don't think we can expect anything from this team, and that's the biggest problem. We don't know what we get, and you know, as you said, getting your motivation when you play against Liverpool or Arsenal, especially when there's no pressure. No one expects you to do anything, and now we all sit here and think it will be an easy game. We should win, and let's say if we end with a draw. Everything that the couple of good results we had against Liverpool and Arsenal will be forgotten, and we're at it again. You know, it's always with the drama. But so I'm not getting carried away. I will be sensible. I hope that we can win it, but I don't expect us to win. I know they have a good new manager. I know they have Dibbling. They have a couple of good players. Archer. They have this Bruno guy, number 10 creative player. They have a guy that I like, Walker Peters on the I think he's played the right wing back. I think he has a brilliant cross, and they can cause us a lot of trouble. And we got to remember one thing that no one mentioned. We played 120 minutes on Sunday night, and you know it takes a little bit extra time just to turn around after a marathon like that game was. So Amorim will be forced to rotate a lot in the squad. We will have to rotate a lot of players, and I don't see him starting players like that we depend on now. The players that comes in with the high intensity, you know, and the relentless work rate and all of that. So a player like Ugarte, he probably won't start. Maguire, he was down on his bare bones, you know, and at the end of the game he had nothing. So I don't expect him to play. We heard in the press conference Amorim said that that Dalot is not fit. He's not starting. So I see a fully rotated team, and you know we have to expect the players maybe like Anthony starts, Malacia starts, maybe Collier starts, Xerxes on top. So, do you really think this is a team that we should win easy against Southampton? No, I don't think so. So, I think we have to be up for the fight. And if we show up just giving 95%, we will lose the game. We have to be 100% sharp. We have to give 100% in every situation, every tackle. We have to run our legs off. And that's just how it is. This is football. This Premier League, and we all know it. So, for me, we have to just Amorim needs to get these players mentally turned on again, because I think we always see a reaction after a good result. Now we are through in the FA Cup. We won against Arsenal. You know, the players must have felt in seventh heaven when we won the penalty shootout. But how do you reset? How do you get going again? And then this is what we have seen with this group of players. You know, maybe they rest a little bit too much on the feathers, and you know not are fully focused, because it's not a sprint, it's a marathon. It's the Premier League. We have to be sharp in every game, and this is what you see. You mentioned Fulham. Fulham is a team that never gives up. They give 110% every time, and a team that I'm really fond about. It's Bournemouth with Andoni Iraola. Always gets his players going. We talked the other day, Nordin, when I was on the show, about players we wanted to bring into the team, and you talked about a robust wingback who's a winger, and Bournemouth has the perfect player, Semenyo. He's 2-footed. He's so robust. He's in the top 90 percentile in tackles, take-ons, runs with the ball, blocks. He works super hard, and he's creative and can score goals. He would be the perfect player for us. I would just slap on 50 million on the table and say right away, give me Semenyo. We need him, because he's the perfect player. So with that attitude. So this is how I see it. I'm not optimistic, but I'm not pessimistic either. But I know what we are. I know what we are. We are 15th in the league, and this is just the reality.
Now, I 100% agree with you. I think the most we can expect tomorrow is a fight. We are down in the doldrums. We're 15th, lowest I've seen Manchester United in the noughties. Since the 2000s, this is the lowest Manchester United have been in this position. So I think it's a dogfight. I think we need to fight our way. I don't think we can win our way. And playing by sexy, scintillating football, I think we're going to have to fight our way. And we have to fight for every ball, every second ball, third ball. We're going to have to fight. Big up to Amarin. Amarin here was saying here, it's Toby Collier. I was so happy to see Toby Collier the other day. I really see a lot in this kid. And I was so happy to see him against Arsenal. And I've been really surprised and shocked that he's not started some of the games or played some of the games before that game. But he came on, gave us energy, gave us a different, fitted in straight away, didn't need to warm into the game, did his job. And I'm so happy that the manager's taking note. And he says here, Ruben Amorim, with Toby Collier. Toby's training well again this week. He has a lot of pace, yeah. I've always talked about his legs. He can get up and down. He likes to learn. And I thought that his attitude would be really good. And he's one more option for tomorrow. And just a bit of news that come out the last couple of days, because a couple of weeks, him and Amas were linked with moves away from Manchester United, loans. So many teams really specifically wanted Toby Collier on loan, especially in a championship. But apparently Manchester United have put a stop to that just by his little cameo performance against Arsenal. And Amorim and his coaching team has apparently realised that they've got a player here that they can actually use, especially to try to get rid of Casemiro. Bumbaye, what did you like about? We didn't speak about that game. So what did you like? Did you watch the game? Did you see any of it against Arsenal in the FA Cup?
Yeah, of course, I watched it all.
What did you think about Toby's cameo?
Yeah, I need to see a little bit more. He's good. He came on, he did the job. He seems like a tough boy. I always like that. I like these young, tough players, man, that are not afraid to get stuck in. But I need to see a little bit more of Toby Collier to make a proper judgment on him. But I thought, for me, if you're asking me about the game, bro, I always felt we were in the game. And we looked really dangerous even with 10 men when we broke. And we never let them rest. We were there, we competed, and we just stayed in the game. And staying in the game means that we're not giving up. We're going to fight till the end. And this is exactly what we need going into every game. The quality's there, individual quality, collective quality, but it's nothing if you don't bring the desire to win, to compete, to win your battles. These are the type of things that you hear in English football, harkening back into the 80s, that are not very sexy these days. That people just want to play sexy football and carpet football and all that stuff. Yeah, that's fine. But the pillar and the foundation that allows you to do all of that is individuals that have courage to play, individuals that have good temperament, a strong mentality, that come to compete in every single game. And it's as you guys have said, it's okay when there's no pressure on you and you're playing in a massive game against the top side. You don't need the motivation. It's got to be there already. It's there. But it's these games that are really important now. We can beat City. We've shown that. We can compete with Liverpool. Arguably, we deserve to win the game. We can compete with Arsenal for long periods with 10 men. We could have scored. Had great openings.
Yeah.
But it's these games, bro. This is what's going to get you up the league. The Southamptons, the Crystal Palaces, the West Hams. These are the ones where you need to fight. And if you fight, then hopefully you will, at the very least, walk off the pitch. And we can't say much. You know, sometimes it's not your day, but you have to put a shift in, man. For me, I don't want to, you know, douse the fire that we've got going. There's good things that I'm seeing. I'm proud of the way that we played against Arsenal. You know, I have to commend the boys. But this game, I am gonna just put a little bit of pressure on the boys and say, guys, this is a massive game. You have to go and get 3 points. However you do it, doesn't really matter. You have to get 3 points. This is not a game that you can afford to lose. And this is the game where this is a test of your character as individuals, as a team, as a unit. This is your opportunity to build on all the good work that you've done. So I like this game. It's a great game. Amarim's exactly right. We're going to find out about this team. Is it going to be a step forward and one back? Hopefully not. And I see things in certain players that I'm starting to like. Ganacho is one of them. He's starting to look up. He's giving the right pass. He's not going for glory on his own. He's been doing that when I've seen him play recently, and it's a good turn of the way he's playing the game. I thought when he came on, he did good things, the right things, the things that I expect him to play with a little bit more maturity to find his teammates. It's a great ball for Bruno's goal. So it was a real turning point at Arsenal. We're at a crossroads now. If we don't get a result, but we compete, not going to get all in a huff and a puff. You know, okay, that's life. If the game, like something crazy happens and on go, whatever. But usually when you watch United, you can tell, okay, we are going to play today. We're going to compete today. Or within 20 minutes, you know, nah, it's just huffing and puffing today. They're not there. Everybody can see it. You don't need to be a genius. We're all fans. We all watch the team. You can see it. If you don't have that, you will never win nothing, man. You know, you will never win anything. So I like the way Bruno spoke after that game. I like Martinez alluding to, you know, how did it happen? He pointed to his head. It's the brain, it's the mentality. It's the mentality. This is what made United great. We didn't always have fabulous players out on the pitch, but the environment they were part of made them very mentally strong, made every player feel 6 feet tall, that they're going to compete. And this is really what's missing at Manchester United, not just in terms of the football, in terms of the club. The club, man, before, when you play for United, there's just an aura about us where we're not phased. We compete with everybody. It doesn't matter. Players, as Nuruddin mentioned, O'Shea, you know, he'd perform. The Brazilian twin brothers, they weren't great players. They'd perform. Fletcher would perform. You had your stars, but you had a lot of players. Phil Neville.
Yeah.
Perfect. Nicky Butt. Competitors, man. And this is what you want from all the players. If you have that, then, you know, that trumps everything. If you've got quality everywhere, sexy players everywhere, but they don't have the courage to compete and to fight and the appetite for it. The appetite. You're going to struggle. And that's why at the moment, guys, every game you go into for Manchester United is a difficult game and isn't a game that you can take lightly. We're not at that point yet where it's 3 points in the bag guaranteed. We're quite a way away from that yet. It's got to build the mentality of this team. Who is going to fight? Who has got the balls to play when the pressure is on? And the pressure is on tomorrow. It's not massive pressure, but it's pressure. You are expected to win this game. You beat Arsenal. You played great at Liverpool. Played well at City. This is Southampton, guys. Let's go out there, fight for it, be disciplined, and play your game, man. Play with your quality. We have much better team than they do. So it's there. We just have to wait and see, and then we'll assess it after the game here and see what we come up with. But right now, I don't want to kill the players too much. They've done well. And this isn't a foregone conclusion that they're going to fail. Maybe they will stand up. Maybe they will perform. Maybe they will fight. That's the idea. A result like that at Arsenal can galvanize a team, man. It can make you believe that, we can actually do this. So I'm looking forward to the game quite a bit for the reasons of pressure. And to see, like Cameron, I want to find out, man. Are you guys up for the job or what's going on?
Yeah. I think you make a lot of good points. But I just want to say, looking at the Arsenal game, I didn't get your take on it, but you saw the melee, the fight on the pitch. We haven't heard anything from the FA since the game. Do you think there will come a penalty? Do you think Man United will be penalized after what happened? And we also the chokehold on Ugarte and all of that. So there's a lot of things that happened in the game that hasn't been resolved yet. So how do you see it, Nordin? How will it end?
Well, I know that the game was on a Sunday, wasn't it? And on a Monday, everybody, all the press, all the xenophobic media are all over the place saying that 3 could be safe facing 3-match ban and that it's been reported to the FA. Now, I've not heard anything. I think after this weekend, we might hear something because they're investigating now and then maybe he'll be charged or whatever. But for me, if you're charging him, then you have to charge Havertz, you have to charge the other Arsenal players. And there's the people who threw him on the floor as well. I think Ganacho may have to get charged as well because he did that. But I just think it was like 6 half on a dozen on the other. That's what we call it. 6 half on a dozen on the other. So at the end of the day, all of this was going on. For me, they can make, they can make whatever they want. It's crazy. They can make whatever they want out of it. But I know that xenophobic press, they were doing that. This is what they were doing. So I find it really difficult. But we have been there before, Jarvis and Bombay. We have been there before. We have been there before in a sense that we have been there where Manchester United I get to made example of. We get to made example of. And that happens. And I think it was Ganacho. And look at Havertz. What a cheating bastard. He holds his head. He effing holds his head like he's being shot, just like on the penalty. So at the end of the day, I actually like seeing that. This is sport.
Me too.
And I actually think it was a bit of a throwback. And I actually like that Manchester United players standing up, standing up and being counted. I'll never forget. I was at Old Trafford when Liverpool beat us 5-0. It was Curtis Jones and Ronaldo on the corner, in the corner, right? Towards the east stand in the far corner. And Ronaldo got involved with it and he threw him and then everybody piled in on him. And I think maybe it was Fred and maybe another Manchester United player that went. The rest of the players just turned around and walked off. Yeah. And I was so ashamed. I was really ashamed. Really, really ashamed.
You saw this season too. Do you remember Bruno's first red card, the one that was overturned afterwards.
Against Spurs, yeah.
You remember Bruno threw himself in the tackle, and all the Spurs players reacted and run into it, but all the other United players didn't seem to bother.
No. Yeah,
So
nobody
it
was
tells
done.
me a lot about the attitude. But now we see a different attitude under Amorim. The players really are in for the fight, and they stand up for each other. So I see a different team now than under Ten Hag. Something has happened with the mentality, at least in the last couple of games. So let's may it last.
Yeah, may it last 100%.
Yeah.
May it continue to bloody last.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
I hope we hope and pray that this type of thing. I think you're gonna need. I think it's one of the best ways to create a team spirit. Yeah. My God, honestly, I have to show you guys. I'm gonna have to share it because it's unbelievable. Like I'm just looking at the table. It's so fucking.
Don't bum us out.
It's so.
Do you know what, bro? I look at that table now, and I just put it aside. I'm looking to see what the boys are gonna do. That's all we can do, man.
Can you see us there, people? Can you see? Can you see that?
Yeah.
This is where we're at. You can see people. We're here. Yeah, we're here. It's unbelievable. Honestly, look, 16th, 17th, and like 3 places. If we lose, we go down. And we're with Southampton and the gang. Wolves, Leicester, Southampton, Ipswich. Ipswich are amazing, by the way, escaping. And the idea that David Moyes has gone back to flipping, boy, oh boy. I actually, talking about the Arsenal game, Jarvis, you brought it up. I actually didn't think we played well in the first half. I was so disappointed. I was actually crushed by the cowardly way we played in that first half. We gave them way too much respect. I know we played on a counter a bit throughout the whole game, but I thought in the second half, we got closer to their players. We went up the pitch more. We challenged them in different areas. We didn't just sit back and run to our area. And I thought that it's one of the best performances I've seen from Manchester United with 10 men. I thought Xerxes' cameo was amazing. I thought Collier, I think all the subs. It was really interesting. I was doing a watch along with Saeed, and I actually called 4 of the penalty takers without before being told, because I was the only one I was like Martinez, because I thought he was injured, because that's why they put him up the pitch more as a false 9 towards the end of the game. But yeah, I said Lenny Yoro would take one, Zergsky, obviously Bruno, we know that one, Ahmad would take one as well. But yeah, I actually didn't think we played that well in the first half. The way that we played against Liverpool, I really enjoyed. And you know what they say? Styles sometimes, where Arsenal play maybe causes us more problems than the way Liverpool play. Because styles make fights. You know, different styles make fights. But
It's true.
yeah, this is where we're at.
But Arsenal, I think they drag down the tempo of the game all the time, constantly on the set pieces. It took forever, and you know, I think, and when it comes to Amorim and how he sets up his team, we see it over and over again that he always starts really balanced, tight. He don't open up anything, and kind of in the second half he goes in for it. So I think it's kind of the game plan of Amorim trying to play this way. And I felt all the time against Arsenal that we were going to open up in the second half and attack more when the opportunity came. We knew that we had players like Ahmad on the bench who were ready to come on and could change the games. So I think Amorim is quite happy when we do a performance like that, because he knows we have another gear. We can gear up and play better. But yeah, I agree with you when it comes to the first half against Arsenal. But it's all about the attitude, you know. It's about going into the tackles, trying to win every duel, and you have to run. You have to run your legs off, and this is football. And
100%. 100%. What I liked for me was that we and I actually said on a watch along, we're gonna win this. It's written for us to win this. When Bayandea was making save, I mean, he started only making saves from the 63rd minute, Arsenal huffed and puffed even in the first half, and it didn't create that much for me personally.
No.
But yeah, people, please smash a like on the video. It costs you absolutely nothing. Go ahead, Jarvis.
Speaking on buy-in deer, I don't know if you plan to us to do this later, but should we maybe run through the team against Southampton tomorrow?
We're gonna do that. We're gonna do that. So I'm just gonna read this off quickly. Manchester United fullback Diego Dalot serves a one-match game after being sent off in the FA Cup against Arsenal on Sunday. Johnny Evans, Mason Mount, Luke Shaw, Victor Lindelof likely to remain out. Southampton midfielder Flynn Dowers is back training and could feature following a 3-game out with a thigh injury. Will Smallbone is in contention to make his first Premier League appearance since the 19th of October after returning from injury in the FA Cup against Swansea City. Much facts, Manchester United are unbeaten in their last 15 Premier League games against Southampton, winning 7 and drawing 8 since the one home loss in January 2016. Southampton have lost 13 of their 14 Premier League away meetings, but have subsequently been defeated just 3 of their last 10 visits to Old Trafford. So they're the bit of a bogey team at Old Trafford. I always said this, even lockdown days, even before that, they always perform well at Old Trafford. To be fair, they're that kind of club that who always actually, Southampton, even whether it's away or at home, they always troubled us. I mean, in the last 15 Premier League games, we won 7 and drawn 8. That's too many fucking draws for a yo-yo club who's relegation for them in the past decade. However, Saints have won only 2 league games at Old Trafford since 1988. Manchester United have lost 5 of their last 7 Premier League matches, winning just once. They have lost 3 consecutive Premier League fixtures at Old Trafford for the first time in 45 years. The Red Devils could lose 4 top-flight games in a row at home for the first time since 1930. Ruben Amorim's appointment, United have won just 8 league points from possible 27. Wow. Since Ruben Amorim's appointment, United have won 8 league points from possible 27. Not even 10. That is shocking. They would be in a relegation zone based on their form over the last 6 matches. Only Leicester City, Southampton have amassed fewer points. They're 4 points during this same period. Wow. 9 out of United's 28 Premier League goals have conceded this season have been headers, while 9 have come from corners, both league high ratios of 32%. Amad Diallo has been involved in 9 goals in his past 12 Premier League starts for Manchester United, scoring 3 and assisting 6. The Ivorian could become the first African player to reach double figures for goal involvement since in a single campaign for the Red Devils. Southampton has assisted the worst ever side after 20 games in the Premier League season. Their tally of 6 points in the same as Sunderland's 19 years ago, but the Saints have worse goal difference of 32. The lowest points a team has had halfway stage of the Premier League campaign and avoided a relegation is 10 by West Brom Albion in 2004-05. Saints have scored 12 league goals this season, lowest tally of any side in the top flight tier in English football. Southampton are winless in their last 17 Premier League away games, their longest stretch in top flight matches on the road without victory since the sequence of 19 fixtures ended in February 1986. Southampton are average league high of 53 passes per shot this season. Well, I think it's changed now. Defender Jean Benedek and Jack Stevens passed to each other on average 40 times per 90 minutes in the Premier League this season, the highest average duo to play at least 500 minutes in this term. So yeah, that's changed. The style of play has changed. But that's where we're at. That is where we're at. Big up to Stephanie Griffin. Always love. Big up to Alicia Sankanova. Welcome to have you back. All the jokes are there. I can see it. You know what I mean? We're 15th and she's saying we got 5 on it. She's singing the song. I got 5 on. Please smash a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. We're shadow banned because we refuse to be silenced when it comes to peace and war, and when it comes to occupation, and when it comes to genocide, and when it comes to abuse, and when it comes to degradation and inhumane treatment of human beings, regardless where they are in the world. So love and light. Would you guys like to see Ganacho and Napoli? For me, I think 55 million, if it frees us to get players that Amorim wants, yeah, I'll take it. I think he can develop into a really good, fantastic player. I don't think he's as bad as what United players make out. I think young players, when they're developing, go through the highs and lows. But we're not a stable football club. And for his sake, I want him to leave. For his sake, genuinely for his sake. Because I think Conte would protect him more, me personally. But it is what it is. Yeah, so in terms of lineups, Jarvis, I actually would play back Bayern there, man. Honestly, I thought that energy that he brought, the anger that he brought was superb. But I want to get Bumbaye because Bumbaye is going to have to go to bed soon. It's way past his bedtime. Bumbaye, would you like to see Bayern there play?
Yeah, I don't mind, man. I liked the interview very much after the game. He endeared himself to me, and he's hungry. He's made some mistakes, but he's hungry. I liked the interview quite a bit. And he's, man, it's not much in it, to be honest. Onana has got a mistake in him no matter how well he plays. As a goalkeeper, he's not great. He never will be. He's amazing with his feet, you know, but the distribution was excellent. It's now okay. So you start buying there, you know, why not? Nobody's safe in this team, man. Remember that. Every position is up for grabs. Every single position is up for grabs. People can steal a position in here. People can drop out very quickly. You know, this is all a finding out period now. Who's got what it takes to play for Ruben Amorim's Manchester United?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't mind.
Shakarian, never apologize. It's always a pleasure. Never apologize. None of you never apologize. It's always a pleasure to have you guys. In terms of players, I just said I think Unan's coming back. I think it's just a bit of a fantasy. I do agree, and I think that he gave us a clue in the press conference at the game after Arsenal game. He gave us a clue saying he's going to have to rest players because the players are tired. Remember, Jarvis, he talked about the players' fatigue, being tired, and I think he's hinted at again there's going to be changes for this game. So what possible lineup are you thinking about, Jarvis? What we're thinking? I would start Collier, me personally, in midfield with Ugarte.
What do you guys see from Collier? By the way, I can't make a judgment yet. I've not watched enough or paid attention enough to him. What do you guys see that you like, that you think he brings to this team?
Box to box.
So what are his qualities? Energy, speed, tackling,
secure on the ball.
Secure on the ball.
He scans. He picks the right passes.
I really
rate this kid. I really rate this kid.
You see the same thing, Jarvis? You're on mute.
I see him as a aggressive DM. I think he reads the game really well for being a young guy, and I like how he moves, the way he moves his legs, because it's an underrated skill, the way you can sprint and be able to hold your balance and be composed in the moment when you try to win the ball. You see Ugarte do it all the time, but it's not many players that can do it, because when you sprint and you stop, you almost fell over, you know, from a player perspective. And so it's really difficult to do that and keep in balance and stay on your feet. And when you win the ball, actually do something with the ball. So I think for me, I see this as Toby Collier's best attribute, is the way he is aggressive and can win the ball on the pitch and stop other players. And he seldom lose a duel. Yeah, you know, maybe he don't win it, but he don't lose it.
Jarvis, do you not think he's also really fantastic at ghosting into space and actually making space to get into the box? That's why I'm saying to you, like, that's why I think maybe he can develop into box to box. It's like a throwback for me because he works hard. He'll get the challenges in. He wins the ball back. He keeps the ball simple. You know what I mean? He'll pay that extra 5-yard pass and give it to somebody who's better than him in terms of the quality. But what I actually really admire when we are countering teams, the level of speed to get up the pitch. I mean, one of the things that I was really frustrated with Ahmad, and by the way, that was the most frustrating game, Ahmad's cameo when he came on, because he 6, 7, I think 5 times he was offside where he didn't need to be. And there was that time when we went on a counter, Ahmad on the right-hand side, and Ahmad has got a right foot. He can actually play that pass. Collier made a almost 50-yard run.
On the outside with his left. Yeah. Just curl
50,
it.
Yeah, 50-yard run. Yeah. And he could have been the tap-in for the 2-1. So, for me, I actually see more qualities of him up the pitch as well. He actually goes into space. The intelligence to find the space and to make that runs is tremendous for me personally.
Yeah, but Northern, we talked about this. Was it last season we talked about this? When his movement, and he constantly moved, and he analyzed after a Ten Hag game, and I said he was one of the more intelligent midfielders that we have, because he constantly moves, and he moves in the right areas because he understands football. And it's not a given when you are a young player coming in, and he doesn't have a lot of experience on the top level, but you see he learns constantly, and he uses his brains when he plays football. And I think that's you play football with your brain, and that's with your head, and that's just the way it is. So I think if you just give him the chance to develop, give him experience, I think we don't need to sign a midfielder if we can bring in Collier. So for me, I could easily sell Casemiro and just bring in Collier.
Yes,
I will be okay.
But in this window, I agree. But in the long term, we need somebody who can dictate the game and pass the ball. We've got an amazing youngster, by the way.
More deep lying playmaker type of player. Yes,
we've got this really amazing youngster. I highlighted him the other day. Amazing youngster playing in the under 18th at the moment. Fantastic. Thwaites. Woo! It honestly gives me chills when I see him play. It's like Scholes can dictate. He's really good on the tackle, left foot, right foot. I just hope he's so small, but I really hope he can develop. But what team we're thinking about? Quickly, Bumbayu. What team do you think that are going to be put out quickly?
I don't know, bro. Like you say, there's a lot of rotation going on because of tired legs. So I trust in the manager. I'm not sure what we're going to put out. Ugarte's played so much. He's so important to us. Maybe you'll see him rested. Casemiro's still our player. Still got to do a job. We're not asking him to come in against Liverpool, for God's sake. This is Southampton. Come in, be a leader. Do your thing. Collier, yeah. Malacia, okay. Give the lower break. Mazraoui's played a hell of a lot of games. He's not rested at all. If Maguire's out, good to see Euro in there. Yeah, that seems like all right to me. Who's that?
I think because Dalot is suspended because of the 2 yellows.
Yeah.
So I think I agree with when it comes to Mazraoui. He needs a rest, but I don't see we don't have any other options. The only option I see that could work would be putting Malacia on this side and put Anthony here in this
Jarvis,
position.
have we ever seen Malacia play on that side?
Yeah, but he's a fullback. As a fullback, you should be able to play on both sides. So I don't know, but that's the only way I see, because I think Mazraoui has to play because Dalot is suspended. It's just the way it is.
Interesting team.
Anthony knocking about anywhere?
Well, he's linked to move away, isn't it? It's Casemiro, Rashford, Anthony. They're the 3 players, and Ganacho now. They're the 4 players.
This must be the Anthony role then, if Anthony's playing, because I don't know.
I actually would like him to see him on the. I would like to see Mazraoui have a rest and play Anthony on Mazraoui place. Me personally.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I would like. I don't know if it's going to happen. You know what I mean? I think in the idea of guessing team that he's going to put out is interesting, but because we know that we're playing tomorrow night. Well, today it's already midnight here in the UK. Well, it's 7 minutes to midnight here in the UK. 1 o'clock in Norway.
Yep.
And I think already like, yeah, I think we're playing on Sunday, right? And then we play a game on
We
Thursday.
play Thursday, Sunday in the next 3 weeks.
Yeah.
So
we're
a lot
back
of
to
games.
Sunday, Thursday. Yeah, a lot of games in between that 3 games, like, you know what I mean?
But to be honest, two of those games are Europa League, and they are not as important. So it is a chance for Amorim to really rotate heavily in those type of games.
Dalot, are you sure he's suspended? This is the
Of
Premier
course he
League.
is.
That's
Of course
FA
he is.
Cup.
Yeah,
I
he
don't
is.
think
He's
it is.
suspended.
He
Yeah,
said
he is.
so.
He's suspended for the next game. When you're in the FA Cup, you miss the next game in the league.
FA Cup and the Premier League is both
Linked.
FA tournaments. So
Yeah,
if
yeah.
you get suspended, you get suspended for the next game.
What
I can't
about
believe you don't know that, Bumbaye.
Well, he's available on fantasy football to be picked and played. So I'm not joking. Usually they're suspended.
No.
They'd have a red
Fantasy
card.
football,
So he's available. So Casemiro, excuse me, Ganacho is not going to play. You don't think because of
No.
a move? That's why you think, because he says he wants to move away. He said he wants to go.
No, it's the club are trying to get rid of him, try to force him out. Yeah,
What about
the clubs that are trying to force out 3 players who have the highest wages: Anthony, Casemiro, Rashford.
Well, I'm not too fussed about any of those 3 guys. They're not really doing it anyway, so I don't mind. But Ganacho, he's on very small amount of money. Ganacho. So I'm not sure what the deal is. I'm not in a hurry to. I don't think I think he's good. I like certain things about him. He's courageous, which is important. He's been playing all right. I don't know what you guys think. I think he's been making a bit more mature in the way he's operating recently. He's not just head down going for glory. So I'm a little bit surprised at that one.
This is the team that FootMob predicts. They are usually quite accurate when it comes to predicted lineups, and they go with Casemiro, Eriksen in the double pivot, Malacia, Masraoui, and Ahmad and Bruno. Actually, Bruno playing another game, and quite frankly, I wouldn't be surprised if Bruno starts this game, because we know Bruno always plays, and maybe my suggestion was a little bit too much rotated, but I know 120 minutes what they will do with your legs. So I think if he plays Bruno and a couple of the other players like Masraoui, I think we will pay for it later. So I would rather be on the safe side, not playing them.
Do you think he could maybe play Ahmad where Masraoui is, put Xerxes where Ahmad is, and put Højlund in?
Yeah. That's or maybe Ahmad on where Masraoui is and Anthony in that role.
I mean, I don't know what you guys think. What is your thoughts on Xerxes? I actually think Xerxes' qualities seem to shine in the 10.
Yeah, mate, you know what? I'm not gonna lie to you. Yeah, he drops into the pockets and can hold up the play. There's another website that usually are decent at predicting as well. I don't know if you know Jarvis, but I'm Bombay, but it's this. And actually, they've gone for a very stronger team. So in terms of formation, we match each other. So they've gone for Unana, De Ligt, Martinez,
Maguire.
Maguire, and they've gone for Menu, Ugarte, Masraoui, Diallo, Ganacho, Fernandez, Højlund. That's what
Masraoui would almost shoehorn in a guy on the wrong side who's played a hell of a lot of football. That's one that I look at a little bit with not confident that I'm going to find him there on the pitch. When you have a Malacia, bro, that is pretty fit, he's not played a lot. So I don't know. Be interesting to see if that happens, that Masraoui one. But we need to reach out to these sites that we're using, ask for some commission. We're advertising their shit here.
Yeah, I mean, other sites are available, but
yeah, is that Sofa Score, or is it FootMob?
Yeah. So can you see that better? Can you see a bit better?
Yeah,
people?
we see it better.
Yeah.
Dibbling.
That's the team that they picked. And I think that's a very strong team. And then I'm worried about Sunday, because can you pick that same team again on Sunday, Jarvis?
Who's Sunday, bro? Brighton.
Sunday's Brighton. Old Trafford. Yeah, we've got 3 home games, isn't it? The next 3 games are 2 games at home. Fulham is away, I think. Is Fulham away?
Do you know what this reminds me of, bro? Do you know the first time Sean came on your show? I remember debating Sean. We were playing Crystal Palace, and then we had Arsenal after. And I said to him, we should have gone all in full strength at Palace, made sure we got points that we can realistically get, and then go into a game with a lot less pressure and just go with that.
Yes.
Brighton is a lot tougher than this one. This is an opportunity at home, Southampton, to take 3 points. Brighton is a different proposition, man. So
we got Southampton on today. We got Brighton on Sunday, Rangers next Thursday. Then we got Fulham on the Sunday.
So I think that tells you rotation is definitely a staple part of this diet.
Interesting time kickoff on Sunday for next Sunday against Fulham. 9 o'clock. 7 o'clock
Brighton.
kickoff.
Brighton.
No. So not this
o'clock.
Sunday. Next Sunday, the Sunday, the 26th of January, 7 o'clock kickoff.
I've seen them before this season. 7 o'clock kickoffs. Weird.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I think
so what do you think? Do you risk putting a stronger team out, bro, to make sure you get the 3?
To get the 3 points? Yeah, I would.
Then maybe suffer at Brighton. I'm only looking.
We're playing at home against Brighton again.
I know. This is a much more. Sorry, go on, Joe.
Sorry for interrupting you, Nordin, but I was just going to say. I was just going to say, the league. We are 15th in the league, so for me, I think it's more important to keep the players healthy and so they get the time with Amorim this season. I don't want to push it. Let's say Ugarte gets injured for 3 months.
What dead?
I don't want to risk it.
Yeah.
We want to keep them healthy, give them time. What is the best that we can expect this season? Coming in 10th?
He's right, He's right. We don't want to put too much into this game, and he's right. Risking players' injuries for the next 5-6 games, no good. No. Just put out the guys who are fit to play. Don't risk it. End of the day, it's about finding out about these players. We're at home as well, like you say, Dino. So the bottom new manager and all that, he's not managed there. So there's pressure to win the game. Let's see if the guys that he puts out pressure, because don't forget, if you and Jarvis are the regular players, and then I've got to come in for this game now, it's an opportunity, isn't it? For Collier, for Malacia, for Yoro to stake a claim as well.
Mm.
So
what's the point having a squad if you don't try them now and then?
He's right, man.
Yeah,
it's a good season, bro. Do you know what? Like you say, we're not going for anything. What we are going for is to find out about our team, to hopefully improve the mentality, the play, all that. So it's a great opportunity to rotate, to try players, to see Yoro, to see Malacia. You're going to make, all that stuff. So it's all about finding out, learning about these players from performance to performance. So we'll see, man.
Yeah,
it's true. It's true.
Big up to all the people, all the Reds, global Reds. Chiku says, look on the bright side for us. America, Canada is the better kickoff time. Yeah. And if I had my way, kickoffs. I actually love watching evening football. So, yeah, I'll put United on mainly evenings. I like the floodlight effects in English football. Being in that stadium at night, atmosphere is different. People are, in the cold. You try to, keep warm. Big up to Shekarian. Guys, we need 25 more likes on the video, please. But I'm not, honestly, I don't think we can try to predict, but I do agree with you, Jarvis. We've said this season, it's about him finding out and not burning players out.
Yeah.
Because the injuries will come if we do that. And like you said, if let's say Ugarte gets injured, we're damned. And I mean, do you remember people were making fun of him in the first 2 games, and now we're saying collectively, shit, if we lose him, we're fucked. It's funny, innit, football, how he works out, people.
Yeah.
A lot of people are saying Xerxes should start. I think Xerxes should start. I think Rasmus is struggling at the moment. I think he's struggling. I think he's trying to overcomplicate the way he wants to play. I don't know if you see that sequence in the FA Cup where the ball got played up to him nice, and then he did some flick, tried to Cruyff turn it, and then he lost it. And I'm like, no, you keep it simple. Like, and I think maybe spending a bit of time on the bench you'll see and observe it, and that might be the kind of motivation that he needs.
So you rate Xerxes over Højlund
No,
at the moment?
no,
Is that what you're saying?
No, it's not about me rating him. I just think
Okay.
Xerxes looks fresher, because if you look at the 2 games that we've played, highly emotional games, I think physically Rasmus has put in a lot more output in terms of pressing, in terms of running, in terms of making, loads of different runs. And I think the fatigue is catching up with him. I say that. And I think his form is struggling. When you play Jarvis Bombay, when you're more fatigued, you make more mistakes. You forget the simplicity of football when you're fatigued. You do things that you never do. So
Yeah, and the thing with Rasmus, he hasn't had I would say, a consistent run of games because he's been a little bit injury prone. He's played a couple of games to get injured again, so he never really got running. And now we've seen him for a run of games, but why I would like to see him more on the bench is because I think he needs some time to sit just to observe the game, because he needs to learn. And
Højlund.
Yeah, Højlund. I mean Højlund, yeah, Rasmus. Because when he's in the game all the time, it doesn't seem like he understands actually what's going on. He reacts on instinct a lot of the time, and sometimes his instinct is wrong. And you see how he curves his run, doesn't curve his run, doesn't run in the channels when he's supposed to, and when he's supposed to be in front of the goal, he runs into the channel. So everything is just like a mess with him all the time, and I can't quite figure out why, but I just see it because I think he's inexperienced. He doesn't have the experience needed yet to be at that level, and we put too much pressure on him to be the number 1 striker at Man United, and he's not. He don't have the ability to be that guy right now. Maybe he will be next season or in the future, but so for him to sit on the bench to observe the game, learn a little bit, have a rest, come in and try to impact the game as best as he can after studying the center backs and thinking about what to do in that game. I think that will be maybe helpful for him, because it's how you don't develop by just playing games constantly all the time. You see it. You saw it with Ganacho. You saw it even with Mainu. They what do you call it? What's the name when they just level out? They don't progress anymore. They stop progressing.
Yeah.
I mean, how many strikers in the last 20, 25 years, bro, have we seen that's come at 20 years old and led the line for Man United? I know one that just absolutely killed it. He's called Wayne Rooney. That's it.
He was
a unique, and there were so many people think that his career was like that. There were times where Fergie benched him, and he had to be taken out of the team for his own stagnate. Stagnate's the word.
Thank you.
Yeah, people, listen, we need 30 more likes. We need 25, 30 more likes on the video. Please smash a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel. But Wayne Rooney, for me, was a one-off. He was already built like a man. And had the brain of a street footballer, you know what I mean? So he could fight, even when he's having shit games. He used to just go down and help the fullback and smash somebody. And we all think he had a good game. You know what I mean? There was...
Bro, do you know Wayne, though, as well, do you know?
You remember that, Jarvis? That's what he used to do. That's what he used to do. I remember being in the stadium and thinking, he's not playing well. He's not controlling the ball well today. He's not dribbling. He's not working. And then he'll run back and just smash somebody. And we're like, yeah. You know what I mean? And then we were like, oh, Wayne played well tonight, didn't he? And we're like, did he score? No. Did he assist? No. But he crunched a couple of people. And that's it. He got the crowd up, and the energy of the team was up. That's what he did.
I think with Wayne, when we're looking at it with Wayne, he's an anomaly, but Wayne also comes into a very settled team with experienced strikers playing ahead of him. But we're asking Rasmus to come in here. There's nothing ahead of him.
It's the pressure.
And
it's the pressure. And at the moment, we're not a stable football club. Wayne Rooney walked into a totally stable football club.
Yes. Yeah. Otherwise, man, you look at the Manchester United strikers, they all came. They were older. they were more experienced. Or there was a couple of them. Ollie had Sheringham. Sheringham had Cole. There was York. Then there was Rude. Rooney came in. There was already Rude. Zlatan is experienced big time. Cavani's experienced big time. So this guy's coming in. There's actually nobody. There's not even Martial here. There's nobody here, literally. He is it. There's nobody else. Rashford's not in this picture at all. Forget Marcus Rashford. So you're basically saying to this guy, you're leading the line for Man United. And Amorim makes a good point. He makes a great point, in fact, which is to say, we are still Manchester United. Yeah, hated, adored, never ignored, all that stuff. That's fine. And maybe that is something that's in the mind of Rasmus Højlund, every week, 75,000. And it's not easy, man. Like you say, Dino, he's coming to a side that's not functional. It's got a new manager that's trying to play a new way. I think this way will suit him a little bit better than Ten Hag's way. I do believe that. If you get him in front of goal, he can finish and he can make a goal for himself. But the work, as Jarvis said, is very scruffy. And I think sometimes he's right. When you continue just playing and playing and playing, it almost becomes like muscle memory. And there's nothing actually going to sit back. What am I doing? Why is it not happening? And that usually comes, sit back. Well, it's like Rude. They used to say to Rude, come here, sit down, watch Dennis Bergkamp, see what he does. That's what you need to be like. Take from his game. And you've all played football, man. You play against somebody, sometimes you take something from that person as a player. You like look at them, or we didn't have YouTube before. So you take things from players, you watch players. Who's he watching in training? There's nobody, bro. So I do feel for him a little bit, I do cut him a bit of slack, but he does need to improve. Because as for the club, it's not fair to ask him, and for him, it's not fair to ask him. He's not good enough to do this job yet. He might be, but we're also going to suffer by giving him that mantle because he's not going to do the job. And this goes back to, the Harry Kane or the Osimhen kind of thing we should have got. And
Umbaye, I have a question for you. Let's say in a hypothetical world that we didn't buy Rasmus Højlund for 72 or 75 million or whatever we paid for him from Atlanta. Let's say we instead we just brought out, for example, Ethan Wheatley and gave him the confidence and game time. Who would have come the furthest of them two at the current state?
Maybe Wheatley.
Because that's what's so baffling with this signing. Why did we bring in a young guy who is so raw and needs so much time into the squad? What's the plan? Why did we do it? What were we thinking? Because we didn't have any other like out and out striker who were experienced.
It follows what seems to be a trend with United in signing a lot of young, talented prospects. Xerxes, Lenny Yoro, Ugarte. Ugarte is only 23, by the way. He's only a kid. So
same as Xerxes is same.
Yeah, what we also need to understand, there's a lot of inexperience in this team, a lot of youth, man. You're talking about our forward line from midfield, guys, is basically you've got tomorrow. Let's take tomorrow's team as an example. Lenny Yoro is 18. Amad Diallo is early 20s. Xerxes 21 or 22.
No, it's 23 actually, I think.
Okay, old man 23. Højlund 21, 22 or whatever it is. Ganacho's, I think, 20, something like that. I mean, that's 5 players there. Ugarte's 23. There's a lot of youth there. And the profile of Ineos, maybe they're thinking, we're buying future-proof players here. We're not going to give them millions of pounds. We'll pay a big transfer fee because we believe in the potential. But for Euro, it's okay. You playing with Martinez, De Ligt, Lindelof, Maguire, internationals, played in finals. It's different. when you're talking about Hoyland, man, in training, there's nobody there. He looks at Xerxes and Xerxes looks back at him. Rashford's nowhere to be seen. Where's Ruud van Nistelrooy? Where's Andy Cole to say to him, now make the run? There's nobody there. He's just listening to Amorim and trying to do what Amorim wants. There's nobody that is learning, watching, playing alongside. It's very difficult, that. You know, who's playing with him? Ethan Wheatley? But yeah, maybe Jarvis, it might have been, a bit more organic.
Yeah.
There's no reason you can't bring Wheatley in now if that's something that, what's the problem? Promote him. Give him 20 minutes against Southampton. Why not?
But do you think if let's say we brought in an experienced striker, do you think he would transform this team?
I think if you'd have brought in somebody like Harry Kane, yeah.
For example, let's say someone at the Harry Kane bracket, an experienced goal scoring striker.
I actually disagree with you. I disagree with Rumbaye and the question you're asking, Jarvis. I actually think we've got a structural problem. The way our attack functions, I don't think it's solely just up to the striker. We haven't got players who can isolate defenders or trick it enough. You know what I mean? Bruno does what he does, but we haven't got in that 10 positions other than Ahmad. We haven't got an Ahmad really. We've not really seen him yet because the team's not functioning properly. Yeah. So I think the whole attack, I personally believe, that's why I said to you, and I keep saying it, I think if we had two wingers playing as the wing backs, I think they would revolutionize this team. I think the overloads we could create on either side, I think them being able to eliminate players, get past players, that would give us numbers, and then we'd be able to connect the forwards, and I think we'll be able to create more chances. I think with a clever number 10 that can skip past people, can manipulate the ball, I think that would help us tremendously. And I think a centre midfield player who can switch the play, it can dictate it and can keep the tempo, I think that would give us an even more. I think we're missing the key ingredients. I genuinely do not believe that, it's the way I see football. So I see football not just focusing on one player. It's the same when Ruud was one of the greatest. But I actually enjoyed watching United when it was Sahar and Rooney up front, when it's Dwight York and Andy Cole, when it was Solskjaer or Sheringham, when it was Cantona and Hughes, or Cantona and Cole, or Cantona and Brian McClare. I actually enjoyed those kind of connections because I thought those players together, and I actually dislike when you just focus on one player, and you look to that player. If that player is not on form, if that player is not playing or injured, the team then becomes blunt. So I actually think there are structural problems in the way that we're trying to, because Amorim does not have his players and he doesn't want to play a system. People are talking about Rolly Delap. I just want to go to this question quickly. I want to go to this question. Big up to Dave. I don't know, hopefully maybe you're watching the game later on. Dave says, selling Ganacho is dangerous. I want to go to this. I think it's not that dangerous. I think Ganacho needs to go on and try something different. I think I genuinely, the only time he would go, I think he was very upset. That's the rumours around Manchester, that he was grouped in with Rashford and both of them were dropped. Because apparently, according to the rumours, both of them were seen out partying.
Give me 1 second, guys.
Game. Yeah, after that game. And then, so he and his team have kicked up a fuss. He's come back into the team, but genuinely, he doesn't feel like he can play because he's upset about that. And there's a reason why we're negotiating with Napoli. Do you think if Ganacho said no, we wouldn't have that set, that would be the end of it? Ganacho's people, his agents, are actually working hard on the deal. That's the rumours that we're hearing. So I wish him nothing but the best. Like I said, thank you for the memories. Some really fantastic moments from him. But if it means that we can get 40, 50 million and we can sign 2 or 3 players in this window to fit in, 10 million per first payment, then maybe we need to do that. I wouldn't like to see that. But like I said, the same thing with Kobe Mainoo. I know that people are shocked. I made a video about Kobe and I said, I actually want him to go and stay. I don't want him to go to Italy. I think he should go to Spain or to go to Germany or to go to France. One of the big, Bayern Munich, Barcelona. He should go to the, Atletico, like some of the big teams, I think, where he would be dipped in and out, and can really get the best out of him and really coach him. But somebody else said something else, and I wanted to go to it. I think Delap, Crunking, I think Delap is a one-off. I think he's way ahead technically. I think he's ahead of most people. I personally believe that. I watched him a couple of times, and I really rate Delap. I don't know what you thought about him, Jarvis. What you think about that? And people, please smash the like on the video. Yeah.
People smash the like, and Delap is mint. But I only seen cameos and the game we played against Ipswich, so then it was brilliant. So I don't know everything about Delap, but what I've seen, he looks really good. But I agree with this comment from Crunk King. I think it's worrying that his fundamentals isn't up to scratch. And I agree with what you said, Nordin, about there's so many things missing for Højlund to be really firing. And I'm not putting everything on Højlund because we're not scoring goals. It's not what I'm saying when I talk about Højlund, but I see he lacks a lot of fundamentals, and his in-game decision making. It doesn't seem that he really understands what he's doing. As I said, he runs the diagonals when he shouldn't. He over hits his runs when he coming into the box, or is too late. And it feels like everything is a big coincidence when it comes to Højlund. And I'm sure that they are telling him what to do. You have to run the diagonals. You have to wait. You have to curve your run. You have to do like this. And he says yes and tries it, but I don't think he really understands why.
I think he's right, bro. This is why when I say to you about, let's say, Harry Kane, when Højlund drops deep, to get that ball under control, shield it, bring somebody into play, be able to roll the guy, face, the game is opened up in front of him, put somebody in. This is massive for Man United at this point. Højlund's not a bad player. There are good things. He can score goals. He's got ability. But the work is very scruffy, and I think Jarvis is right in terms of there's nobody to actually show him. Amorim's not a prolific striker. He's telling him this is what we need to do. He says yes, and he tries to do it. It's like a boxer that doesn't have a sense of his own real self, just read a textbook and now just like a mummy, boxes like that. You need more than that. You need more than that. And another thing that I'd say, just to caveat that, is if you have somebody of stature like a Harry Kane, I'm just keep using him as an example because we nearly got him, bro. They have to play for him. They have to play to him. They can't bypass him like they bypass Højlund. Do you remember under Ten Hag? Like we said, why are you not going nuts, man? Demand the ball from Ganacho and Rashford. Shout at them. You're making the runs. They're not bothering with you. You can't do that with Harry Kane. Yeah. That has its value too, that experience, bro. Højlund, as a player in the dressing room, will be much of a muchness like the rest. As well, when you get the experience of a Harry Kane, I think it lifts a dressing room, bro. It's a leader. That experience, and the guy is pure quality, man, in the work from the middle of the pitch all the way up to the top. And this is where Højlund's struggling. The footwork is not quite good enough. There's moments of it where he does a nice touch and goes, but in the hustle and bustle that we find him in a lot, bro, he's not getting that ball under control properly. It's all bouncing all over the place. And it's a little bit Lukaku. Although Lukaku's improved a lot, like wooden feet, bro. If I fire a ball into you, you take the sting out of it. Use your body. He's not doing that. He's not doing that, and it seems a little bit like the word stagnate, like a bit mundane. Where are we going? Come on. But then again, like we say, man, who you watching in training? Who you playing with? Yeah. Is there an Ian Wright telling a Jermaine Defoe now go? Or this is what you do. I don't know. I don't think so, bro. So we have a problem there. What do? Do we go and buy a killer? Or do we just keep doing the Højlund thing, hoping that it's going to click? It's a big problem. We need goals, man.
Yeah, I think we need to build a team. I think we need to build a sustainable team. Me personally, I think we need to build the creativity and I think the forwards will get into position to score. But big up to Samiasi. Samiasi, in these streets, you've been missing. You told me you were going to bust us. You came on this channel. You went and boasted about it. And with 10 men.
I heard it was MIA, bro. I heard it was MIA.
Yeah, he went missing, Samiasi. But big up to you. He said, challenge back on Lewis Skelly, generational talent. Yeah, big up to you. Well, no, we're 15th, actually. You're being kind to us. We're not 14th, we're 15th. But it's all good. We still busted, you know, a team that's 15.
You got clattered by 15.
Yeah, you got clattered by 15, mate, with 10 men. Just remember that. Remember that. And we were more likely to score in the extra, you know, in that one. We went down to 10 men than you guys. Please, there's 135 people of you in here. Please smash a like on the video, subscribe to the channel. We're not even 100 likes here. Go ahead, Jarvis.
Yeah, I just wanna show this to Zane. I don't know if you guys have seen this, but this is our number 2 striker, Xerxes, up against Saliba, the best defender in the Premier League. I don't know, Zane. How do you see this? A nutmeg.
2
on his ass. Look on his ass.
That was nice, Jarvis. I like that.
Big up, Zane. Hold tight, Zane. Hold tight. Listen, get your predictions in now. Let's go. What the scores do you think is going to be tomorrow, Jarvis? Well, today, actually, because me and Mumbai will be there, hopefully, to the game today. So let us know what you think, Jarvis. What do you think about the game? What do you see? What score line? What's your heart telling you? What's your head telling you?
Oh, you know, I'm pessimistic for the game, but I think we will win. We have to win it. We are. Confidence is high, so we just have to recreate the intensity once again, and I think we can do it under Amorim. It looks like another team now. It's more controlled how we do it. So yeah, I bet we will win the game 2-1 or 2-1. Yes, Dibbling will score, so 2-1.
Mumbai.
I think yeah, we have to win this game. 2-1.
Okay, I actually agree with you guys. I think it'll be 2-1.
2-1.
I think 2-1 Manchester
Now
United.
we have officially jinxed the game, so now
we have jinxed it. Yeah, it could be a draw as well. I do have a feeling because we do draw with them a lot. He's basically turned up and he said, "You can have the FA Cup, where we have a bigger fish to fry." That's what Robbie says. Big up Robbie. Big up Robbie. Robbie says that all the time.
They've been frying fish for the last 6 years, and nobody's taking, man. Keep frying.
That fish is overdone. It's overdone.
I mean, change the oil, man.
Very, very nice.
Yeah. I think Z, that was a freak result. Big up Z. That was a freak result. I don't think that happening. I think people are saying United 3-0, United 2-0. Quickly, Jarvis. Ganacho, would you take the 55 million?
Well, the question is, do we take the chance? Because I think a lot of people are afraid of missing out. Because the fact is, when you compare Ganacho to others at his age, in that position, left winger, I think he's top 3 for his at his age in the world. So he's really good. And he's young and he can develop. Let's say, look at players like Ronaldo, like Giggs, like other players when they became older, how good they were. But when they were younger at Ganacho's age, they were like more kick and run and a lot of step overs and stuff like that. So he has a lot of development to in this game. And as you said, I agree when it comes to going to Napoli. I think Antonio Conte can help him out and he can become the player that he's destined to be. He wants to be Ronaldo. So, but for me, it's about money. How much money can we get? And we apparently want 70 millions. I don't think Napoli have that kind of money, but I think if we can get 40 to 45 million plus a solid add-on and a percentage on a sale, let's say, or a buyback or something like that. So yeah, I would take something about 45 to 50 million with add-ons.
Mumbai.
This came out of nowhere, really. I mean, Amad Diallo is a good example of what a little bit of time can do for a player. A loan move can do for a player. You know, he was on the verge of his way out. He wasn't favoured. Now he's one of our favourites, and he deserves it. He's playing well. One thing about Ganacho that I criticise is the decision making. He sees glory, name up in lights, when he should be doing the sensible thing. He's been doing it the last few performances. The thing that I like about him the most, he's not easily deterred. He will keep going at the defender and going at the defender. Courage is a very important thing for attacking players. Ferguson spoke about this. To keep going at the don't give up, man. Just keep going at it. But decision making improve. I don't know, man. There is a fear for me of missing out. Maybe he is going to be a really good player, better player. Right now, if you offered like £50 million, it's a lot of money. So it's not the end of the world. But if he stays and we can make something out of him, then I'm torn on this one, Nuruddin. I'm not conclusive, bro, either way. But I like the fact that I you know me, I love Conte, bro. I like what he's done with the players that he's took. You know, he's culled big players. Osimhen's headed out. He's losing Kvaratskhelia. You know, he's gone and brought Lukaku in, who's flying for him. McTominay's doing a great job for him. So maybe, you know, like we said, we want to see our players go on to do good things. There's no bad blood here. Even Rashford, man, it's not for you. With our blessing, you know, go. We get money for him. We replace him. We need to move on as well as a club. So I'm torn. I can't say yes or no. I do have fear of missing out. And then again, 50 million. Maybe you bring somebody in, bro. If the club signs well, we forget about Alejandro and we move forward. So I don't know, bro. It's one for Amorim, this one, really.
At the end of the day, I think he wants to go. I think his agents, I think he's made up his mind. I think it's just about negotiating the price. Because I don't think we would hear anything about it if he didn't want to go. I think the club has become a bit toxic for him. I think, like I said, we're not stable enough. We don't have the patience for any of the young players. That's why I'm not standing in anybody's way, me personally, if they can go and develop and further their career. I think we've destroyed a lot of players in the last decade. We've destroyed a lot of talent. And players become stagnated. They become disillusioned. They start walking around the fucking football pitch. And I'd rather see that. I don't want that. I also think maybe it might be better for Amorim to get players that he needs that can push us on next season. Because I'm not going to lie to you, Amorim can't be losing fucking games like he's losing this season. Next season, the patience won't be there. I promise you that. Yeah, and you know what? The other thing, it's not nonsense, but he's just saying what he's saying. Don't use the word nonsense, my friend. There's nothing nonsense about anything Java says. It just has the point of view different to yours. But what I would say is that they sell a lot of money. They get a big money for any of their players, from Cavani, from everybody. You know what I mean? They get a lot of money, but they don't want to spend that money. But for me, 55 million to 60 add-ons, I think he's worth that because the potential of what he can become, Ganacho can become, and I'm not afraid of that anymore. I've lost. I don't want to be afraid of what a player can become because it's unfair on the player. We are a very toxic football club, very unstable. And you asked the question before to Mumbai, why did we sign Højlund? Because we signed the likes of Casemiro, we were signing the likes of Cavani, we were signing the likes of old strikers, and the club was like, oh shit, the Glazers were like, oh, we need more value, so we need players that we can make money from. That was a money decision, because to realize a kid coming from Italy to be developed, you need another striker. Manchester United should never have just had him. We should have bought a striker that was a way experienced that he can learn from. But go ahead, Jarvis.
Yeah, I just wanted to say to Sheikh Aryan, I respect your opinion, but when it comes to this, the rumors has it that Michael Delaney, the Independent, he reported 1 hour ago, or I think about that Garnacho is open to a move. and United want about 70 million pounds. But if you read the article from the Independent, it says that the two clubs have been discussing a fee about 38 million suggested by Napoli, but not United want more. So I don't think there's a chance in hell that Napoli will pay 70 million when they are trying to opening bid of 38 million and
Not for
discussing.
Ganacho, no way.
Not for Ganacho. So that's why I'm saying I would actually take 45 or 50 million if we could get some good add-ons and let's say a buyback clause or a sell-on clause or something like that, so we can make more money in the future. Because I agree with Noradin. I think Garnacho will come good in the future and under a good manager like Conte and in the Italian league. But we are in a situation that we are in, and we just need to dig ourselves out of the ditch that we have fallen into. And Garnacho is one of the solutions right now. And when you see it in this Amorim system, I don't see Garnacho getting a chance as a regular starter under Amorim, because he's not the type of player. So why should we cling on to something that just because he has the potential to be good in the future somewhere else?
Do you know what? It's true, man. It's like saying I've got this pair of jeans I'm trying to get into for the last 2 years. Just get rid of them, man. Just get rid of them. It's true. You know what? Forget the nostalgia. If Amorim, it's true. If Amorim does want something else, and Garnacho thinks he deserves to play every week and he's not going to, then that already is a recipe that could head into a bad place. So again, he's not a 70 million pound player. No way. No way. Not right now. You can say you're
But
paying for
Bombay, it's
potential.
not. Listen, you're not paying for the finished product. You're paying for the potential. That's why it's 70 million. That's why Hoyland was 70, because you're paying for the potential. That's what you're paying for. You're young players. You're not paying for the product right now. For the finished article right now.
No, I do get that. I understand that 100%. But for me, Alejandro Garnacho, I don't know, man. You know, 50 is all right. If he does go 50 is more than I thought we'd get, to be honest. That just feels right to me, Dino, right now, to be honest with you, with Ganacho, because potential doesn't always fulfill itself. Do you know what I mean? Ganacho, I'm not sure how old he is. There's a lot of deficiencies there, and he's played a lot of football still.
He's 21, isn't he?
So 21 come out 18. So do you know what? Again, he might not fulfill potential. So 70s, you're talking like big players 70 nowadays, bro.
Just saying to you, it's about the potential. That's what, when people spend that a lot of money, it's about the potential, what it could be. Yeah. Big up, Sheikh Arian. So Napoli are pressing ahead with the move to sign on around Manchester United, won around something. Ganacho's open to the move. Miguel Delaney saying.
Miguel Delaney.
Yeah.
Independent.
50 billion, Ganacho, 50 billion hard. This would walk, man. What's the potential? His technique scrap, his attitude is dubious, and his work rate's non-existent. But I think he can learn. I think you could say that about so many young, talented players. I think you could learn. Let me just get this. Manchester United is weighing up a move for Sayan Suzuki from Parma. I don't want any Serie A players.
As a goalkeeper, Suzuki.
I think he might be. Yeah, I think he might be. But
we
I don't want
him a season ago.
We were linked to him when he was still in Japan, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. Wolves midfielder Joe is subject to concrete interest from both Liverpool and Manchester United. And by the way, Kirkus is linked tonight, 5 hours ago, heavily linked with Liverpool. Kirkus from Southampton. But like I said, I want wingers. I don't want a left backs or wing back. I want wingers.
I think you're going to get
menu
and the future.
Yeah.
Do you know?
I would take him 100%. I would take Semenya. Bite your hand off.
I think, bro, you're going to get what you want in the future. That's how Amorim sees it. He sees Ahmad style, not Mazraoui style. But the reason he's not going with Ahmad style now is it's a bit too open at the embryonic stages of this process. He feels that you can teach a defender to go forward a bit better than you can teach an out-and-out winger to go backwards. So that's what he said actually in his early press conferences. If you go back with Gary Neville, they asked him, "Are you going to play with like wingers?" Or he says at the beginning we're going to go with defensive players up wide, but the hope is to moving forward. I play with wingers there. I think that's what he plays, Jarvis. You told me at Sporting, right? Wingers.
Yeah.
In those wide areas, not defenders.
He did, yeah.
Yeah, so I think you will definitely get what you want, Dino, and it will be looking nicer. But at this stage, obviously the personnel, the stage you're at in the process, that's why he's maybe a little bit more cautious with it.
Noradin, I don't know if you've seen this on Semenyo. I'm just going to show you this is FP referables, and you should see here he's the 25 years of age, so he's not too old for Ineos to sign.
It's the perfect age.
He's on 50K a week, so yeah,
we should 100K if we get him 100K a week.
Yeah. This season he has 6 goals, 2 assists in 20 games for Bournemouth. I think that's good. And when you look at his attributes, I think they are really interesting because, he successful take on 76th percentile in the Premier League for attacking midfielders. That's good. He's good on dribbler and progressive carries. He has 4 carries each game, so that's good for a team like Bournemouth. And when it comes to non-penalty goals and shots, he takes a lot of shots, 3.48 for per 90. And what did I do? Yeah, okay. But this is the most impressive. You see here, 99 percentile in blocks, defensive work, clearances, 88 percentile, and aerial 1. So he's strong aerial, and we know we need better aerial defenders when it comes.
Physically robust.
Yes.
Jarvis is the player that I was describing.
Yes, that's why I'm showing you this. So Semenyo, I think he would fit perfectly. He could play as left wing.
So injury record, like.
Yeah, he gets a bit injured. To be fair, I looked at him. He's been injured a little bit here now and again, little niggles here and there.
Guys, we're traumatized from injuries, bro. We're traumatized from injuries.
To be fair to him, Jarvis, he is actually had a very interesting rise because he was at Bristol, if I'm not mistaken, and he almost gave up football. I think he gave up for a year or something like that. He didn't make it. He didn't get the scouted. He didn't pass the trials, and then he went back into it. With his dad taking him everywhere. I watched a little video cameo of him talking about how he made it and what he's doing right now. So he looks like a hungry player, very, very hungry.
Okay.
And I was in the stadium and through the fear against Leverkusen. Yeah, my FC manager shares a very good relationship with BFV advisor Matej Sama. Wow. Very interesting. Very interesting what's happening with Dortmund as well. So what's the takeover? But people, listen, we could go in all night. Let's see how many likes we're away from 100. We are 7 away from 100. 7 likes away from 100. Smash the likes, people. And we'll be live tomorrow. Obviously, Jarvis will be live straight after the game. And hopefully he'll jump on afterwards by the time we get here. But yeah, make sure you check out Jarvis's channel, Tactical Devils. Let me just grab it for you 1 second. Tactical Devils. Jarvis, I've had a really, I've had a weeks with work and everything else that's been going on in my life. How did it go with Keith Hackett? He went really well, I heard. The show went really well.
What a show. What a show. Guys, I just want to say, if you haven't seen it, you have to check it out, the Keith Hackett interview, because he's such a sensible guy, It was speaking with a referee, a former Premier League referee. He was the head of the PGMOL, and he was refereeing in the World Cup, the Euros, a lot of international games in the Europa Leagues, in the Champions Leagues. So he has a lot of experience. And how he spoke about players, he spoke that it wasn't all about, for example, giving yellows today. You see the referees throwing out yellows right, left, and center. Yeah. He said it's not about. This is not about how the game is. His role was to educate the players during the game. He could go to them when they did a bad tackle.
Common sense. common sense refereeing, yeah.
Common sense, and he was quite critical to today's referees, and he had a lot of good things to say. So I really recommend you go to Tactical Devils and check out that show with Keith Hackett. It's
I'm
a
going to
really
look
good
forward
show.
to it, to be fair. I'm going to look forward to listening to it tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'm really going to tune into that.
No, it
People,
was on this Monday. It
so
was
it
on
was
Monday.
Monday, yeah, but
Yeah,
I'm
so
really going to
it's
tune
out
in. Like
there.
I said,
So, yeah,
I'm going to try and listen to it in the daytime when I'm out and about. I like having a podcast in,
it's
so
2 hours. So you just listen
I'll be
to your.
listening, yeah. I'll be
Yeah,
listening,
so
yeah.
it will be great.
But things have been busy on my side. Crazy things been going on, but it's what it is, people. But yeah, this is the place to go, people. YouTube, go on Tactical Devils. Tactical Devils. Brilliant. Yeah. So go and check it out. Jarvis and Stu breaking the games down tactically. Previews, match reaction, straight before this. Even if we're cycling, we might ring in before the game. You do the build up before the game. We might do a bit of FaceTime. You, Jarvis, send us a text message to remind me if you're still live pre-game. We will be chatting to you guys. So lots of love and big up to everybody, guys. We're 7 likes away from 100, and I think we've had a fantastic show tonight. I'm quite tired. Back again, work. Bombay getting up early. Jarvis getting up early. We're giving up our time to have a really sensible and a brilliant chat about our football club and everything Manchester United. So please, people, do what you have to do. Breaking Hamas and Israel agree ceasefire. Yeah, I'm afraid I'm not. I don't see that. I don't think Israel are going to keep the ceasefire. I think they're going to break it like they've always breaking it. And it's stupid, really, because if the ceasefire is agreed, they should start it from now. But they're going to start it on Sunday. So while they're doing that, I think they're trying to ethnically cleanse the Palestinians for Trump when Trump comes in. So, yeah, a lot more pain coming that way, while the so-called Arab and Muslim leaders just watch the genocide and the slander, what's going on. And by the way, the deaths are, they estimate the deaths to be 250,000. Because all the, like, when you got 2 million people, at least 200,000 of them will be using the health service. So all those with all the illnesses, dialysis, kidneys, liver, cancer, all those people are dead because they've not had any of that treatment. Yeah. Babies have been dead, newborn babies, mothers having miscarriages right, left, and center without any medical. Kids having amputated legs without any anesthetic. So there's a lot more people dead. But big up to you, Nick Nash. But yeah, Jarvis, Tactical Devils, you'll be live tomorrow. Let the people know.
Yeah, we will be live tomorrow. We will go right after the final whistle, me and Stu, and do a tactical analysis of the game. And
then pre-game, will you do something before the game? Warm-up game?
If I have the time, I have a busy schedule, and I try to do my best. But if I have the time, I will do a pre-match. Yes.
Yeah, that's more weekends, no? That you do that more weekends.
Yeah, but this is more like a weekend. But it's not like 30 minutes lineup reaction and just talk a little bit about what we expect. But I don't think we will have the time tomorrow. So expect something to go on after the show. Yeah, and right after and I will jump on your channel and be on this.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to do a match reaction with Bombay outside the stadium. We're gonna see if we can record it, and then we can then post that straight away, and then we'll come back. We might do a little analysis on the channel, just a little bit about what's happened with the game. But big up to everybody. Please smash that like. Let's see if you got 100 likes that the show deserved. Let's see if you got that.
Woo! 101.
Yeah, big up to every one of you. Bombay, you're never gonna find him anywhere else. Jarvis Bowley 77 Jarvis Hooker on Twitter, and the new channel, and we need to get Jarvis to 500 subscribers ASAP. Right about now, people. We need to get he's you know what I mean. He's what 172 away.
181 away monetization. So we need a little bit more help, guys.
Yeah, you're 130, 318 right now, 319 subscribers. So yeah. So people, please go and smash a like, watch that show, go and subscribe to his channel, and then Let's get Jarvis to monetizing the 500 subscribers ASAP, people. And already, where were you in the common mandem today? I was at work, man. I was at work.
Oh.
Yeah, I was at work till late. I was in the office till late today. Big up to everybody. Love and life. Free Palestine, free Lebanon, free the Congo, free Sudan, free Tigray, free Ogaden, free Haiti, free anywhere where people are oppressed, whether it's locally, nationally or internationally. Free people because of the, people should have the freedom to practice their religion. People to have whatever gender orientation they want, what sexual orientation they want. Let people be human beings. You be human, and have love for humanity. Do what you would like to be done to you, man. To people, treat how you like to be treated to other people. Fuck Zionism. Fuck the GCSEs. And free the fucking Manchester fucking 10. Free them all. Free the Manchester fucking 10. You fucking racist fucking system in this country. Fuck you. Fuck the fucking courts. Fuck the fucking prisons. Free the people. Free them fucking all. And fuck Glazers. Fucking Ineos. If you want to be down with them, fuck you too. That's how we keep it 100. Love and light, people. The channel is shadow banned. Lately, the viewership is quite fluctuating because I think the algorithms try to catch us. So we need to beat the algorithm, but we will never be fucking silenced. Never be silenced. And we stand in total solidarity with people anywhere in the world that are getting oppressed. Always. Always. Big up Grunk King. You know if you know. Anybody that supports Ineos come. Fuck yeah, there you go. You got it. Yeah, but I don't know how long that's going to last. It's going to stop. They said they're going to have a ceasefire on Sunday. I never trust Israel. They break ceasefire. Like they did the same thing in Lebanon. I never trust them.
Not a single day has gone by in the Lebanon.
Yeah, they're not killing people.
They have not destroyed places, violated airspace. Yeah. They're actually even uprooting olive trees using bulldozers or using cranes, putting them on the
poisoning. And I heard they're poisoning, putting chemicals in the land so people can't grow any.
Correct. Yeah. This is from the first day of the ceasefire till today. The resistance is watching this, and it's just looking over at America and the Lebanese government and saying, we're biting our tongue here. How long do you want us to, forbear this? We've not done this. We've not fired a single shot, and all this is going on under your negotiation of a ceasefire that we're respecting.
Yeah.
And then when the first shot licks off, do you know what I mean? They'll tell you that the resistance broke the ceasefire, man. No.
Yeah. That's what they always do. They always do the same. It's all a game. It's all a game because the West is always on Israel's side, but it's what it is. But fuck the fucking West as well. Love and light, people. Look after each other. Make sure you tune in straight after the game. Tactical Devils. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. There it is there. Tactical Devils. Make sure you subscribe to that channel ASAP. Let's get Jarvis to 500 so we can monetize ASAP. Let's do it, people. Come on. Big up to Jarvis. Bowley. What's the name? Bowley
77.
I can't believe I forgot.
Bowley 77. Yeah.
Bowley 77. Bumbaye, you'll only ever see him on Tactical Devils and on this channel, no anywhere else. Love and light, people. Look after yourselves. Yeah. Big up, love. Good night. Take care. Wow, 2 hours.